Hi, I'm Jeff Bailey. This is my wife, Lori Kimmett. Together we own Yoga Loft in Boulder, Colorado. And we're here to share some introductory videos, this is the first of more, about Avita Yoga. It's a form of yoga that came to me after many, many years of study and practice. It has roots in the tradition of Rolfing, because it works with the structure, it works with the connective tissue, it works with all the systems in the body to bring about a healthy, favorable change, right? One of the things that we don't do in this practice is pursue the shape. Right now in the fitness industry, there's this trend toward more is better. And not only is more better, but there's this attempt to have more creative ways to sweat or to push the body, and it's not sustainable. This is a very sustainable practice that you'll find, I think, very helpful. In fact, we feel that the results from the practice are quite predictable. So just to orient you a little bit to the practice and some things that we do, I'd like you to begin with your legs up on the wall and your head can be on the floor. We have bolsters. We use blocks, we use straps, we use lots of things to not only create variety in the practice, but to help support where needed. For example, if you have a lot of musculature or a lot of, sometimes just the shape of the upper back creates space between the back of your back and the floor, then the head has a long way to hang, and that can create stress. So if you feel that, it's okay to put a firm pillow, or if you have a bolster, underneath your head. For now, your head will be on the floor. Then, close your eyes and feel the shape. It's an inversion. And for an inversion to really work, it has to be sustainable. It has to have time to have its impact in the body. There's a healthy challenge to the circulatory system. See, is the heart not challenged a little bit to get the blood up to the toes? Does gravity not help facilitate the flow of blood back to the heart and the flow of interstitial fluids and all kinds of things that have to do with the lymphatic system? Now, we're going to test the shoulders a little bit. One of the goals with the shoulder work is to, with all of the work in fact, is to increase range of motion. But as we do it, we want to heal the impingements. We want to heal the arthritis. It's a cleanup process. So it's more than just creating range of motion, it's the healing that happens along the way. Now slowly bring your arms out as if you're making a snow angel. You bring them out to the sides. Good. If you have an old injury, some sort of impingement, it's going to start showing up here, more than likely. So if you bump into that impingement here and bringing your arms up any further is out of the question, then you touch into that feeling and stay right here. If you're able to move the arms further, then you keep going until you have the elbows start to bend, and then you see if you can interlock the fingers under your head. Okay, that's not doable. Okay, back out to the sides. Good. Get to know the sensation that heals. We're so accustomed to avoiding the pain, believing that when we touch into the pain, it's problematic. And no one wants to be in pain, so I'm not asking you to push into pain, certainly not. But I want you to begin to discover the difference between listening to what you might have always considered to be painful sensation and work with it in a way that heals. Let that sensation invite you in. You'll find it, you just have to experiment a little bit. Okay, then with the chin lifted a little bit, you slowly turn your head to the left. And we're going to look for the first sign of impingement or limit in the turn of your neck and head. See, there's no contest. You need not advance the shape to benefit from this practice. Feel your body. Feel the impact of the legs up, the position of the hands and the arms, touching into the sensation of restriction. Feel the impact of the turn of your neck and head. So yoga is the resolution of conflict. So we have to meet the conflict where it is. We have to use the shapes to help us discover where the restriction is, where the problem is, where the limit is, and then let the shape work for us. Your body's physiological intelligence will do the rest. Good. Now bring your head back to the center. Your fingers are interlocked. You'll just switch the interlock, move them over one notch. Lift the chin a little bit again, and then slowly turn to the second side. Good. If nothing else, I want you to feel the power, the healing power of touching into the limit without judgment, without contest, and simply experiencing it. That's so good. See, we've tried eliminating the pain, we've tried cutting it out, we've tried taking pills for it, we've tried pushing through it, we've tried avoiding it, but more than likely, you haven't tried welcoming it and treating it like a trail of breadcrumbs, leading you. We want to get closer to the problem. Sounds crazy, I know. But give it a try and join the many who have benefited from this practice. Okay, now bring your head back to the center. And release your arms to your sides. Can you feel how the shape and this very simple movement has moved you into a more calm, more peaceful state? Even to the smallest degree, notice that. Okay, now bend your knees and push yourself back some. Stretch out on the floor. Good. And then roll to one side. Push yourself up. And now sit on the floor against the wall. See if you can have the soles of your feet together. Good. You're far enough away from the wall with your sit bones, your pelvis, maybe a palm or so away, so that you can rest back into the wall and let your belly relax down. So you're not holding yourself up straight. In a way, you're slouching back a little bit. So your mid or your upper back is against the wall. Your heels out. A palm or two away from you. Close your eyes. Forget about what you might consider to be the perfect posture. and feel the shape. See, the fact is, where there's movement, there's health. Because where there's movement, there's good circulation. Now, notice the sensation in the groin, maybe a little stretchy feeling through the inner thigh. For some of you, there may be stiffness in the ankle, you feel that. Feel how you can let your shoulders drop down away from your ears, and feel how you can really rely on the wall, the floor, and let gravity work for you for a change. Most fitness and most health pursuits push for a certain outcome. They push for strength. They push for something, and it creates conflict. And while it may bring results in the short term, we're looking for long-term lasting results. So we take this very thoughtful, meditative approach. Now slowly start to curve forward. With your eyes closed if you can, curve forward. Feel what happens as you start to curve. Let the head hang into gravity if you can. Let the shoulders drop. Yeah. Now, some of you might feel a little difficulty getting past a tipping point where your torso does start to come forward. There can be so much rigidity in the low back or the hips that it's hard to get past that tipping point, in which case you'll need something like a bolster, a firm pillow, a block, something to sit on so that you can get past that tipping point. We use blocks and bolsters and materials like this to simply bring variety into the body and into the practice. That's nice. Now, it looks like a relatively simple shape, and maybe it is. Let it work on the complexity of your body. We want the vertebrae to move. It's a whole huge, long series of joints that make up your spine, each intended to move freely with the one above and below. So we're working on the curvature of the spine. We're also bringing attention into the hip restriction. So more than likely you'll feel that, either deep in the groin or sometimes on the back part of the hip. More than likely, touching into sensation that you thought you should probably avoid. Okay, so when in doubt, you can reduce pressure. The primary skill that you'll learn in this practice is how to modulate or moderate the degree of pressure so that you're certain it's healing. I'll say it again. When in doubt, you reduce pressure. And eventually there'll be enough time go by where you'll be inclined to come out of the shape. If that happens before I give the cue, that's fine too. Just come out of the shape. And feel the compression on the front of the body, the opening on the back of the body, and slowly raise up. Right against the wall again. Nice, easy, soft, relaxed shape. Shoulders dropping, eyes closed. Once again, feel the impact you just had with yourself. That's good. with a tiny bit of will, a little bit of patience, you may discover, like many, this class is an open invitation for you. You'll be drawn to it, not just for the experience you have during it, but for the benefits you get after it. Most of the classes are 1 hour in length, and we have anywhere between maybe on the short end, a half a dozen shapes, on the long end, maybe 12 to 15 shapes. So there's lots of variety in the pace and how we present the class itself. But hopefully this has given you a little taste of the practice, and stay tuned because we'll have more. Okay, so we'll just finish here for now. If you'd like to learn more about the practice, you can learn more at avita.yoga, avita.yoga. We have a very systematic program that you can learn more about at avitaonline.com. They're all linked together. And of course, you can visit our website, yogaloftboulder.com. Or heck, just type in Avita Yoga and see what comes up. All right. Thank you so much. We hope to see you either in person or online sometime soon. Namaste.
Namaste.